pues muchísimas gracias. La verdad es que también el mérito es de nuestra presentadora, que lleva aquí más tiempo que todos nosotros, así que agradezco las palabras. Como me han presentado, soy Marta Pascual. Yo creo que a estas alturas de los 3 días ya me habréis visto en eventos paralelos o en alguna otra sesión. Soy vuestra representante de Economía Azul de España dentro de la iniciativa WestMed que se ha presentado en la anterior sesión. Y es para mí un placer presentarles la siguiente sesión de financiación del futuro. Y me van a disculpar, cambiaremos al inglés, es el idioma en el que normalmente hablamos en la financiación europea, y espero que sea de su agrado. So, it's important that we hear about future financing opportunities, those, and that I will really like to encourage you that you listen to them. And I am someone that works on semantics. So for me, the way people express themselves, people do the narratives of the things, it's very important, because you can guess a lot of the insights on where each of these financial opportunities should move towards you. So I encourage you to really think in that sense when you hear our amazing speakers. We have 4 amazing speakers, to which I really thank you your time for being here to explain your financial opportunities and more likely the future of those financial opportunities. So we can start with Vincent Ernaud. You already know him. I think he's been here all the morning, so we are exploiting him. He's the coordinator of the regional offices of the Interreg NextMed for the Western Mediterranean. And you have the floor, Vincent.
My pleasure, Marta, to be with you for such a long time. It's really such a nice and impressive event that you did, and all your team. This event is just the 2nd edition. Seems unbelievable that it's only the 2nd edition, frankly. And so I can only imagine what it will be when it will be the 10th edition. So really impatient to see that. In terms of financing and future, we can separate the near future and the long-term future. In the near future, what I would like to do today, and I've been doing this since I arrived yesterday, is to make a call for action, because we at Interreg NextMed program, we give you the framework to address Mediterranean challenges within partners, within countries of the Mediterranean, the 15 countries that we work with. And we are Interreg program. It means inter-regions, between regions. So what we really want here is to see the regions of the Mediterranean, the regions of the southern shore too, which often we're talking of the states because there the regions are not competent as in the north. But the point is that altogether, regions and states, you have a unique opportunity coming with our next call. We're going to launch a call, 83 million euros, a specific dimension, specific objective on governance. So regions, at public administrations, but also major stakeholders. We want also the private sector. You have a chance to address Mediterranean challenges. For example, one I mentioned before, which is to reconcile the triple P in the sector: people, planet, and profit. Especially people, as we have seen that in cities, it's particularly alarming the way citizens is considering the value of tourism, especially if you think of cruise tourism. So it's time to take action for you. We have that framework, and this is the near future, and we will open the call in a few weeks. We will give you 4 months to apply, plenty of opportunities to build partnerships with partner search sessions, information session, technical session, so it's quite easy to understand it. And frankly, there you have a unique opportunity. And it's for the next future, let's say. Of course, this should be addressed together with the European Commission, as far as we are a European Commission funded program. Where will it go? What we know is that it will not be easy to get more funds. And to get more funds, what we need is to show the European Commission, to show also the 27 states that tourism is key in the Mediterranean. It's easy, but they have to understand this. and that a program like ours that builds on 15 countries is indispensable. If we show this, if we show them that you are successful, that you are addressing the problems that we want to address, we come to the European Commission and we say, look, we have here a very high demand, competencies, professional people, we need more money to finance sustainable tourism in the future. So there is no way we can know. It's under discussion. Post-27 it's called. It's under discussion. I'm confident that we can show the European Commission that programs, Interreg programs like ours, are key, indispensable, because we work on thematic, but we also work on intangibles. That's very, very important. And we have a card to play all together to show them that we need more money, but it depends on you. If you're not going to address what I said for the near future, I'm sure it will be hard to justify having more funds. And we need more funds, definitely, for the Mediterranean and for the future. Maybe a good point, for my final word, is to see that we have now a Mediterranean commissioner, of course, for the Mediterranean. I think that might give you some sense that the European Commission is considering the Mediterranean particularly important. So I think it's at least a good way to think that we can go for more in the next period.
Thank you, Vincent. I think you touched all the things that we have to say also, so thank you very much. We are going to start a dictionary. So from what you've heard, this is what I heard. I heard efficiency, intangibles, regions, 3P, the 3P, people, planet, problem, collaboration, framework, governance. And we heard from him also the young generation in previous sessions. So if you are framing any project proposal for these funding calls, if those keywords do not appear in your proposal, you have not heard him, you have not really understand what this program is needing. And he mentioned the Commission. The Commission needs to listen. We always say it in such a way. Sometimes we say the ministry needs to listen, That's why we brought them here. And I'm really thankful for our representative of the Commission to be here, Vincent Fabrel, our next speaker. He leads the Sustainable Blue Economy Unit at the European Climate Infrastructure and Environment Executive Agency, which is called SINEA, EASME previously, for those of you who are a bit in this world for longer term. And it's really interesting because this is the unit that supports the really common fisheries policy, the maritime policy, the Union's commitment to international oceans government, and they launch, they promote, and they implement projects, results, studies towards blue economy. So he's been here the 3 days. He's been listening, bottom-up needs, and they are the ones that are really listening. So let's listen from them. What do they have in the pipeline for the future and the near future?
The video, maybe?
Yes, sorry. First, we have a video from Cine. Thank you.
As a global ocean actor, the EU has the responsibility to protect our oceans and seas. The European Maritime Fisheries and Aquaculture Fund supports a healthy and resilient seafood sector, ensures the protection of marine ecosystems, and promotes a sustainable blue economy. It contributes to the EU maritime and fisheries policies and international ocean governance. With a budget of €294 million managed by SINEA, the European Maritime Fisheries and Aquaculture Fund supports very diverse projects in line with the European Green Deal.
Okay, thanks you. Good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be with you today or during these couple of days. It was a great opportunity for me to meet the project on the ground, those who are making the projects succeeding. And I've been listening, and it's really interesting for me, the learning experience as well. So I will speak about the MFAF program, but I hope from the video you understood that it's a small part of this MFAF program. The majority of it is implemented by member states and regional authorities through the shared management. And we in CNEA are responsible for implementing what is funded under direct management, so what is directly funded by the Commission, responding, I have to say in the case of FMFAF, to needs of the DG. So it's a strongly policy-oriented program, I have to say, so there are little room for bottom-up kind of projects, although today I would speak of those projects and those opportunities. Concerning tourism, we have been funding a couple of projects since this year we're celebrating the 10 years of the delegation of the fund, so MFAF and EMFF before MFAF. And we have been funding a total of some 30 projects for close to 20 million. So they are not huge amounts. Some of them are specifically fully dedicated to tourism. Others are addressing some specific issue within the tourism sector, like women in the blue economy. We have a number of projects on them, or like skills, digitalization, and some projects or calls have been focusing on nautical routes, on creating new packages, more sustainable package, and so on. In addition to these grants, these bottom-up projects, we have also a number of studies and service contract and assistance mechanism, and I'm turning to you. WestMed is one of these assistance mechanisms that we have been funding since the beginning. We have another assistance mechanism that you may know that is Blue Invest. So it's there to provide support, to facilitate to accelerate the access to funding, to investment. From what I know, we have close to 50 companies from the tourism sector that have been approaching the platform to get support, and 25 of them managed to get actual support through coaching, through improving their ability to access financing. So just to give you an overview of the activities I've been funding today, in terms of sea basins, it has been a lot concentrated on the Mediterranean. So out of the 30 projects, more than 20 were located in the Mediterranean, the rest in the Atlantic, and then Black Sea, and to a less extent, the North Sea and the Baltic. So today I'm going to talk about the call that is currently open. There is two topics in this call. One concerns the innovation or the regenerative ocean farming, so basically aquaculture and innovation in the algae sector. The other topic, the one that is more interesting probably for you, is related to the maritime regional cooperation, fostering smart specialization and innovation in the blue economy. So just to stress that indeed it's focusing on innovation, but it's a call that it's budget available 3.8 million, up to 2 projects, so limited in size, but I think very interesting. It's focusing on innovation in line with the communications that we have produced in the recent years on the new approach to sustainable blue economy, in line with the communication on the mission ocean, so restoring the oceans and waters, where innovation plays a central role. It's considered as first of all, that there is a huge potential in the blue economy to innovate, and it's an essential also for the blue economy to grow in a sustainable way in the coming years. Also essential is the acknowledgement that regional cooperation is important. So the objective of this call is to foster the cooperation and also to bring innovative ideas, innovative solutions closer to the market, to help them to access investment and upscale as much as possible. So what's the approach that is proposed there? I'm not sure many of you are familiar with this, but the smart specialization, it's a location-based policy approach where regions agrees to cooperate on some key economic sector where they consider they have an advantage, a competitive advantage, and they will prioritize funding on these value chains they identified within these smart specialization strategies. So with respect to those smart specialization strategies, or the famous S3, the Commission has identified a number of thematic platforms, and blue economy being one of those thematic platform that was launched in 2022. And a bit later, a community of practice, an S3 community of practice was also launched, this kind of assistance mechanism, another one, that will be assist those under those thematic platforms, the so-called strategic interregional partnerships. So this is a key word. What is it? It's something, it's precisely what I described before, is when regions and other actors from the quadruple helix, so the research center, universities, the public bodies, the private sector, and the civil society, agree together on a number of value chains or priorities they want to tackle together. The community of practice is there to help those existing community of practice, but also to help the creation of new ones, and it's where I want to go. In the call that is open, coastal tourism is identified as one of the 5 priority sector or areas that is recognized as a priority for the call, so together with agriculture, sustainable fisheries, renewable energy, and yes, what else? The biotechnology, and also maritime transport and ports. So what you are expected to do is to come up with a portfolio of investment-ready projects or sub-projects, bringing new products, services to address the bottlenecks in the specific value chains that you identified, and to develop the activities in order to come closer to the market and upscale those technologies. So example of innovation that could be considered, this could be sustainable mobility, solutions for tourism, electric or hydrogen-powered transportation, for instance, the use of artificial intelligence powered for virtual reality experience for tourists, something that was mentioned in earlier this morning, or innovative systems to optimize the tourism bookings and so on. Activities focusing on demonstration, testing, scaling up commercialization of these innovative ideas, development of strategic investment portfolios, plus other supporting activities like networking, mentoring, activities addressing the specific barriers, regulatory or other barriers that you may identify. All the details about the calls are available on our website, but I would like to mention in terms of consortium, because in MFAF, what is specific is that we have specific participant rules for each call. A minimum of 4 participants, 2 member states represented, including a regional administration, 2 private companies, run research centers, and representative also of other representatives of the quadruple helix, so civil society in particular. The scope in terms of the activity geographical focus should be where the Commission has sea basin strategy, so the Med, Black Sea, and the Atlantic in particular, plus the outermost regions are those specifically targeted. Non-EU countries from those sea basins are eligible for funding. Evaluation criteria are the same as for others. We indicated the deadline is the 18th of February, and we are there to support you. So I'm sorry if I've been a bit long, but I hope it was clear.
Thank you, Vincent. Thank you for showing one of these funding opportunities, which is the MFAF. I have to say that when we talk about MFAF, European Maritime and Fisheries and Aquaculture Fund, people think it's just for fisheries and aquaculture. And by hearing Vincent, I hope it's clear it's not just for that. I mean, blue economy, it's an MFAF-funded opportunity. So from the keywords of Vincent, I would really like to highlight S3. What is S3? Some people have asked, Smart Specialization Strategies. In Spanish, las estrategias RIS3. Okay, so all our regions have some strategies, and you need to read those. Like we don't tend to go to our town halls or to our regions and really ask, do you have a RIS3 strategy? That is really guiding where your region is going in the future in terms of technology. This is a specific call for technologies applied to be able to advance on those RIS3 strategies. So go to your region, ask for your RIS3 strategies, see what they are asking for, and if you have the technology that can advance that RIS3, please You have the region, you have the technology, go for this funding opportunity. There is a specific part of this funding opportunity specific for aquaculture. So if you have a specific solutions for aquaculture, this is also your call. But then the second thing that he mentioned, it's about community of practices. This is very interesting. If you don't have the technology, you would like to discuss this technology, this potential solution with your peers in the Mediterranean, in elsewhere in Europe, you can create a group of people. We already do, but enhance that group of people in a community of practice. It's like a forum where you are going to discuss your technology, but more in that foresight, really looking at how that value chain, what is the entire value chain of that community? How can we upscale what we have to other areas? How can we capitalize what we have to make it enhancement? And this is also being funded by CINEA calls. So really have these things in mind. I'm happy because this S3 call came from bottom-up needs of the regions, that they needed to have that. So I hope from what you've been hearing in these 3 days, that we will see a call addressing some of the challenges that have been mentioned in the other sessions. So thank you very much. Now we are moving a bit more international. So we are in Spain. We wanted to give you, as most, we do have international stakeholders here, but what is happening at the state level. And for that we have Inmaculada Aguado Muñoz. She's the Technical Unit Chief of the General Director for Tourism Policies at the Spanish General Secretary for Tourism. So what are the future and the existing funds from the Ministry of Tourism? Inmaculada, thank you.
Okay. Hello, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here in this panel and in this Congress. It's really an opportunity for me to listen to all of you. And also learn about other lines of financing. But now I will explain you what the Spanish Central Administration is dealing with several funds. But before that, I would like to explain why the Ministry of Industry is is working in blue tourism. It's well known that Spain has been a leader in cultural and sand tourism, but of course we are working since many years ago to diversify our tourism. And in this context, blue tourism, we find a very good opportunity. Spain has 8,000 kilometers of coast, several seas, a great seafood, a very rich tradition of fishing and manufacturing. So we really need to take advantage of this and create new products, blue touristic products, and what we call now experiences. I was very glad in the last panel to listen to the panelists talking about her projects in Canary Islands, working with fishermen and women. So this kind of experience is what the tourists likes now. They don't want to come to Spain just to lay down at the beach or to walk in our beaches or coast. They want other things. They want to experience and to get to know our traditions, our culture, about our food. So this kind of experience is what we really have to work on it. So the Spanish Ministry of Industry have like 2 lines of financing. The first one is a line for municipalities. We've been working so many years with tourism plans, and the central administration co-finance touristic plans with municipalities and in cooperation with the regional government. These plans have a very general strategic, but they really work in 4 pillars. One of the pillars is to combat climate change. The other one is energy efficiency, digitalization, and the 4th one is competitiveness. During the execution of these plans, the municipalities has to they offer many tenders, and it's opportunity for many companies to present proposals to these public tenders for constructions or many other activities. But what I want to present you is another option of financing related to these tourism experiences. There is a new call that we have launched 3 years ago thanks to the EU funds, the Next Generation funds. We had the opportunity to give some grants to innovative tourism experiences. They are not focused in blue tourism, but of course we are open and to proposals related to this tourism sector. For us, it was is a unique opportunity to receive proposals that has to be in a consortium. So entities from the private and the public sector have the opportunity to present his experience and work with all the stakeholders in a specific tourism experiences. So I think I will stop here, but you have a lot of information in our in internet, in our site, and also a lot of manuals to apply for these grants. So I hope you are interested in these grants, because even though that we have financed these grants by EU Next Generation funds, we will continue this financing line with our national budget.
Thank you very much, Inmaculada. I think we have seen this movement from the Ministry of Tourism, as you said, more focused on sun and beach, towards what we are addressing in this Congress, so much more looking into these touristic products, new ways of having touristic products. You mentioned experiences. I will have to say that by listening to you, they have to be experiencias con alma. I have no idea how to say alma in English right now. Soul. So soul experiences. So we really need to embrace that. And then what you mentioned about tradition and culture. So really living the areas where we are really understanding the tradition and culture of the areas we are going to do tourism, but also embedding that tradition and culture in these touristic products, which is really interesting. So I'm happy that the tourism ministry is also moving along the topics we've been addressing in this Congress, and we are happy to have you here. Thank you very much. And last but not least, we have Esther Chacón. Esther, she's from the Spanish State Research Agency. She's the representative in Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership. And you may have heard about Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership. They also launched some calls. And some people address WestMed saying, how can we access these funds? How is all the countries allowed? So we really wanted to give them the stage to explain this specific funding opportunity, but many others that maybe are coming from your Spanish state agency. Thank you very much, Esther.
Thank you very much, Marta, for inviting us to this very interesting Congress and giving us the opportunity to explain ourselves. Well, as Marta mentioned, I work in the Spanish State Research Agency, the AEI. For Spanish people, we are the Agencia Estatal de Investigación, la AE, and we are the main funding body in Spain for research for the public institutions, universities, research organizations, and also for non-profit private organizations. I am the AEI representative in the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership. And what is the SBEP, as we call it, shorter? The SBEP is a common initiative between the European Commission and some member states or associated states of the European Union to pool research and innovation investments and to align national research programs at a pan-European level. We are under the umbrella of the Horizon Europe Framework Program and from the European Union, and this partnership brings together several public and private partners. Nowadays, we count with 74 partners from the public and private sphere, and we are like 29 different countries. Among our partners, we count with national ministries, we count on national and regional funding agencies, we have also regional authorities, innovation funds, and also the research performing organizations. SBEP seeks to boost a just and inclusive transition of all the economic sectors based on coast, seas, and oceans towards a regenerative and circular blue economy through the use of innovative solutions and technologies. We cover the main four seas in Europe. We cover the Black Sea, the North Sea, the Baltic Sea, of course the Mediterranean seas, like with the most pressed sea in Europe, and also the Atlantic Sea. So we work on the research and innovation agenda of these 5 sea basins. Some facts and figures for you to have in mind. Our initiative will last for 7 years, starting in 2022, and we will be launching several competitive calls for research, and we will be mobilizing 450 million euros between the research calls and some other activities that we are carrying out within the partnership. We will be launching 6 competitive calls. First one was in 2023, second one was in this year, in February 2024, and the third call will be in September 2025. I will talk about it later. Among other kind of activities that we are carrying out in the partnership, we are working on the alignment of the national research and innovation agendas of the different member states. We are working also in alignment the monitoring programs of key indicators of environmental health in the different national member states, in the different member states. So we have like a common and standardized methodology to measure these and monitoring these indicators. We are also working on the launch of a research infrastructure call to give access to the main big infrastructures in Europe to our partners, our researchers. We are also working on this community of practice that it was mentioned before. We are also aligning national projects with the same thematic in portfolio of projects. And of course, we work also in the networking for early career scientists. Talking about the calls, we launched the first call in 2023. We funded 19 projects of about 2 million euros per project, and we had 29 countries involved. How it works. In these co-funded calls, because they are co-funded, can participate public or private institutions that have national funding or regional funding agencies on board in this partnership. So first of all, if you want to participate, you have to check on our website if your country has funding agencies involved. So they will be funding your work in the projects. And if that is the case, you will get the funding if your project is approved and it has an excellent science on it. You will get funding from your country, but you will get also a top-up funding from the European Commission. So this way we increase the leverage effect of the funding and we can fund as many projects as possible. So in these two previous calls, we addressed 4 main intervention areas or topics. We call them intervention areas. We addressed managing sea uses. We addressed blue economy sector. We addressed also digital twins for oceans, and also bioresources, blue food in particular. And we got applications for around 500 different organizations. Some of them were public, some were private. We had, out of these 500, we got 2/3 from the public sphere. They have a public status, and 1/3 of them were from the private status, and 120 were SMEs. So there is also an opportunity here for SMEs that deals with innovation and research. And what about the future, our next goal? We will be launching our 3rd goal in September 2025. We will know about the granted projects in November 2026, and the projects will start at the beginning of 2027. Why this 3rd goal has something related to this Blue Congress? It is because we will address a new intervention area or a new topic about resilient coastal communities and business. And this intervention area will be focused on maritime and coastal tourism, as it is the largest economic sector in the European Union blue economy. So we believe that the future of the tourism, the blue tourism in Europe, relies on the resilience of 3 main actors: the resilience of the coastal ecosystems, upon which it depends on, the resilience of the communities it serves, and of course of the infrastructures that enables us to access this environment and coastal and maritime environment. So with this intervention area, we aim to support interdisciplinary research and innovation, also addressing social sciences and humanities, in order to get this transition to a low impact and sustainable tourism, and in order to deliver new opportunities for these coastal communities. So I encourage all of you to have a say in this research and innovation, to participate in this goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Esther. I hope from now onwards, when you hear about sustainable blue economy partnership, you know what they are addressing. So if you are thinking about doing research and sharing of infrastructures and moving into these goals, I really love that she mentioned the term regenerative tourism. Please have this in mind, because this will come up. And I hope this is not the first time we hear it in this Congress. If you don't know what regenerative tourism means, it means it's not harming tourism. It's not I go to a place and I do the less harm that I know. It's living it better than what I found. So think about really innovative ways on how we can do tourism and leave those areas even better than what we found them. It's not about abatement cost. It's even thinking about creative ways. And I think the funding opportunities are moving towards that, really having this holistic view. So thank you very much. We have 5 last minutes. And I want to challenge all of you, okay? You have been dealing with funds and dealing with tourism funds and other types of blue economy funds. From your experience so far, what are the topics or the things that you haven't received any projects yet. And I'm saying this because I've seen a few, not topics, there are a few areas that haven't been tackled yet. Not in blue economy, maybe in some other areas, but we need to start thinking if we are thinking about blue tourism. One of those areas was mentioned in one of the side events. It's about health and safety. We need to start thinking about health and safety in the regions that we are doing tourism. We saw it with the climate change and in the Danas, etc. So those are the things that I would love to see in future funding calls. And another one, it's about society. We are having more and more elderly people. So those elderly people have free time. What do they do with their free time? They do tourism, different types of tourism. So we need to start offering them some experiences really managing to elderly. So those are my wish lists. Please tell me which topics or which areas you haven't seen and you will love that people will come with those project ideas to your funding opportunities. Vincent, we start with you.
Well, we're pretty much aligned with your list. I mean, it's true that we have seen again and again med diet, for example. We have seen adventure tourism. We have seen slow food tourism. So these are the topics that we're not fed off. They're still welcome. But yeah, I think taking care of the elder tourism or health tourism, it's maybe something we'll see in the projects. I would like to highlight also the element I already mentioned before and even yesterday, but I think it's so important now that we should see it in the project. It is the relation between tourism, the value of tourism, and the citizenship, because there we really have a very, very massive problem, as important as the sustainability problem, I would say. The social impact problem, consideration of tourism, should be there. It should be addressed. We should see it in the program, in our program, and also in the future of financing. Relation with citizens and creating value, making sure that the citizenship understand that there is a value. Very critical is on cruisers. We all know that most of the people do consider that cruise ships have no value for the citizens. So if we want to keep on having cruise, we need to build on a narrative of value there, but a true one, and not only, of course, social washing. So I would like to see this much more.
Thank you, Vincent.
Thank you. Well, I'm not at all an expert in tourism sector. I think you say most of the areas where we need to improve. I think what I also retain from what I've heard here, also how to ensure this generation renewal and to bring the youth, the tourism literacy and all the related aspects, and how to bring the young generation being interested in the blue economy in general, but in some areas like tourism, and bringing their new ideas, their new approach, the more sustainable circularity, digitalization. I mentioned also artificial intelligence, how to have another experience for those who are not able to move, to experience also interesting touristic sites. So all this, and what I heard also a lot is data. Mm-hmm. It's a common challenge for many areas, not only tourism, but I heard a lot these 2 days, we lack data, we need to monitor on the sector based on reliable data, and there are a number of initiatives at European level. There is EMODNet, who has a specific focus on human activities, but more than this digital twin that was mentioned. Also, I think we are going in that direction, and to invest still more on that, it's crucial.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really think all the topics that you already mentioned are very important. But to say another example, I think we still need to receive more proposals related to in tourism. About traditions and about the protection of immaterial patrimony, mm-hmm. Because we are losing a lot of traditions because the people gets old and they cannot work or have this tradition. And with tourism projects, we can also support these traditions, and also are very important because when the visitors come to a city or a village, they want to see all these things. They don't want to go to a downtown with shops and everything new, but they want to see how they used to live in that village, and we can generate new experience with all these traditions, very appeal for tourists.
Thank you, Inmaculada. Esther?
Well, to be honest, we try to cover as many topics as possible. We have this strategic research and innovation agenda, so we try to move from one topic to another. But I wanted to draw your attention, and because some people is not very maybe pro or think that research has not a say here. And I would say that in order to cover this problem that has different interests, because we have different sectors involved, and sometimes their needs of one sector has nothing to do with the needs to other sectors. So I think maybe we have to look for innovative solutions that can give a response to several sectors, so that we trust in research and innovation, because I think it's a key element in this smooth transition to this blue economy.
Yeah, let's put research and innovation also in the center of this regenerative tourism that we aim to foresee. So this is all we have. I hope with this you got the feeling of what are the different funding opportunities for the future, well, existing and the future. About the entire session of today, what is existing, what examples do we have, where are we going in the future? So I would like to ask for a round of applause to our speakers for being here and sharing the time with us. But I would like to take this small moment that I'm here on the stage and no one can kick me out for 5 seconds to really thank the organizers of Sun and Blue. So entire team of Beyond, from team to Marta, to Fatima, to Patricia, to Ramon, and to everyone else that I don't know by name, for really bringing this topic here and for really sharing and creating this for collaboration. I think a lot of collaboration and opportunities will seed from these kind of congresses. So my thanks to you, to all the technical group that are doing incredible and amazing job, and to all the supporters. So please give a round of applause to everyone and to all of you for staying until the end of the Congress. That's really major issue thing. So thanks for all of you by heart. Thank you.